Hello people, I am Jaby KOAY, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Hello.
We are looking at the trailer starring Hrithik Roshan called Super 30. It's directed by Vikas, Bahl. This trailer just dropped moments ago, and the film comes out July 12th, so mark your calendars so you know exactly when it's coming out and you can watch it in theaters just like the rest of us. We know ACHARA's going to.
Yeah.
She's not gonna miss that
Nope.
special date. For her, it's just as good as her birthday.
Yes.
Here we go. Let's check this out.
जी हाँ, इंडिया से थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्री, चीप लेबर का देश। फिर हम सोचते हैं कि पेप्सिको का वर्ल्ड वाइड हिट कौन है? यूनिलीवर कौन चला रहा है? कौन चला रहा है मास्टरकार्ड, वोडाफोन, डॉइच बैंक? अगर किसी को नहीं पता तो गूगल कर लीजिए, और लगे यार ये भी गूगल कर लीजिए कि गूगल का हेड कौन है? वो भी एक इंडियन ही है।
Okay.
क्या बनना चाहते हो? हमारे तो वैसे सबसे ज्यादा कंप्यूटर इंजीनियरिंग में है तो बन जाएगा।
ये आनंद कुमार जी हैं, ब्रिलियंट टीचर हैं। ये पढ़ाएंगे आज से आप लोगों को। इन्होंने पढ़ा दिया तो आप वीआईपी लोगों की वीआईपी एंट्री होगी आईटी में।
आनंद कुमार, मैं प्रकाश अब एक दिन कोचिंग में पढ़ाएंगे।
Y minus 1 is equal to x minus x1.
इतना गलत कैसे हो सकता है भाई?
ऐसा स्टार बनाएंगे आनंद को कि दुनिया देखेगा, करोड़ों कमाएंगे।
आनंद जी अपना सेंटर शुरू किए हैं।
फ्री कोचिंग। आनंद जी, ये चीटिंग है। चीटिंग है ये।
तो किस्मत इन बच्चों के साथ जो किया वो क्या? प्रतिभा दिए, साधन नहीं दिए। चीटिंग नहीं तो और क्या? आशीर्वाद है। पिताजी क्या करते हैं?
ड्राइवरी करते हैं,
कचरे का ट्रक चलाते हैं,
नमक के फैक्ट्री में मजदूरी करते हैं।
पिताजी नहीं है।
ये अमीर लोग अपने लिए खूब चिकना सड़क बनाए, हमारी राह में सा बड़ा बड़ा गड्ढा खोद दिए, लेकिन यही वो सबसे बड़ी गलती करती है। हमको साला छलांग लगाना सिखाती है। जब समय आएगा सबसे बड़ा और सबसे लंबा छलांग हम ही मारेंगे। Marine architect, NASA.
That's why it's called Super 30.
अरे आज राजा का बेटा राजा नहीं बनेगा, राजा वही बनेगा जो हकदार होगा।
I don't know why, but just watching that trailer gave me feelings. I felt very emotional. I think it's because it's a story that we can all get behind, because not only is it one underdog, it's 30.
31 underdogs.
Yeah, 31,
Every year.
including Hrithik.
Yeah.
It's something that I feel really strongly about. If you have the talent, then you should be allowed the same opportunities as the people who had the luck to be born into a family that was rich.
Well, the thing that he said that caught my attention the most was how he said the rich basically carve this opportunity for themselves and create holes for you to basically fall into, so that you can't get where they're at. And it certainly feels that way a lot of times. I mean, even here in the States, it sometimes feels like that, where the rules, it's an old adage, the rules are made by the rich for the rich, you know, and the laws are made by the rich for the rich. And it still seems to be that way, where you have these people in these huge corporations who screw over a lot of people, you know, using the stock market to their advantage, and then they get off easy with $1 million retirement plan of some kind. Multi-million. You know what I'm saying? Multi-million-dollar. Yeah, and it's like they don't go to jail. And meanwhile, a whole bunch of people suffer and lose their jobs and have to go through another Great Depression. It's like, it's crazy. And so, yeah, I am totally on board with what he's fighting for. Giving people, the underdogs, the opportunity to have a chance, a fighting chance in the world, whereas they otherwise wouldn't.
Because a lot of the time, these poor, underprivileged kids, they might not even have the opportunity to go to school because they're forced into working. Like you can see this kid here working at the fair. Maybe he's not really going to school all that much because his parents are like, no, you have to help provide for the family. You're old enough now. Getting an education is so important. And I just find this guy, Anand Kumar, just so fascinating. I don't know much about him, but clearly he's got a great story because they're making a movie out of him, and he's being played by Hrithik.
Right.
How cool is that?
Yeah, Hrithik and Anand Kumar look nothing alike. I just Googled him right now because I was so curious about his look, because Hrithik really carved a different kind of look for himself specifically for this role. And I'm thinking, it's so specific, the look he went for. My first thought, my instinct is, well, maybe that's what the real guy looks like. And just like in the case of Ben Affleck's movie Argo, the guy he's based on doesn't really look like him. They don't look like each other. I like that Hrithik really made a look for himself. I was honestly really shocked to see how much darker he made himself for this role. I don't know if that's makeup or he got a serious tan. Either way, he looks really different from every instance I've seen him look before.
I mean, he's trying really hard to physically embody that character, but I mean, there's only so much you can do because his good looks are still shining through. Like, I don't know, apart from maybe putting a fat suit on him and adding some jowls or something, I think he's still gonna look hot.
Or he could just actually gain weight to give the rest of us a chance to catch up. You know, go Christian Bale on that.
Yeah.
So
do it, Hrithik.
Eat some ice cream like Marlon Brando. And then, you know, you gotta work your way off. Or a better example would be Amir Khan. He put the weight on and took that weight off.
Yeah.
You know?
We're challenging you, Hrithik Roshan. Go get some Ben and Jerry's. I'll join you.
His eyes, his dreamy eyes are still like shining through despite like...
You can't do anything about that. But you know, I think this is a very exciting role for him to play because, you know, like we said, it is really different from what he's done before. And I think that's kind of the fun thing about getting older as well, maybe as a heartthrob actor, you know, because he's still amazingly good looking, but he's not in his 20s and early 30s anymore, right? So he's kind of doing that Brad Pitt thing where
he's evolving.
Yeah. He's like, you know what? I want to play interesting people. I want to play some interesting characters and not be defined by my looks. And it's great. He's had a whole career based off being extremely good looking, and now he can start moving forward, and he actually produced this as well, right? So clearly this is a project that he feels very passionate about.
One thing that I learned while watching ZMND is that he's actually a really good actor because on the surface, you have no idea. There's all of this material out there about him, all these videos you can find on YouTube if you're not actually watching the films. If you're not actually watching his movies, you don't know what he's capable of.
Yes.
You just see these random clips, him dancing, etc. And so when I watched ZMND, I was like, oh, like he's actually a really good actor. I got that double confirmed when I watched Kabil, or whatever it was called, where he plays the blind dude, the voiceover blind guy. I thought that his acting was actually really good there, even though like overall the film didn't fully move me to the degree that I wanted it to. His acting moved me. I thought he was really good, and so I think that he's got a remarkable career still ahead of him. Just going off of the acting, like even if he's not doing any kind of dancing or action roles anymore, if he's just doing pure acting, I think that he's got a whole career ahead of him in that regard because he's got the talent. And so it's cool that he's choosing this project. I love that I'm seeing so many huge Indian actors choose these roles that have real deep meaning, that have real deep messages intrinsically tied to the film and the story. We just saw that with Ayushmann Khurrana in Article 15. And so, you know, seeing more of these stories come up, it's super cool. And I feel like, especially when you compare it to American cinema, I am not crapping on American cinema at all, but I think that there are so many more inspirational stories coming out of India right now than there are in, you know, the Western cinema in general. So I really appreciate that. I think it's super cool. And I think that it's not just, you know, as an American, as a European, like I don't think it's just inspirational for an Indian, you know, for an Indian viewer. I think that worldwide, I feel like this could be an inspirational thing.
Yeah, I know I've said this before as well. It does seem like there are so many amazingly remarkable people that have come out of India, whether it was several centuries ago or very recent history and people who are still alive now. But I just think that's so cool. And just how people have so much ingenuity as well. Like Padman was amazing. And this story of someone giving back and helping other people to grow and become successful is such an amazing story.
I started wondering to myself as you were going through that whole monologue, I was like, what movies in America do we have that are anything like this? And like Good Will Hunting came to mind, and Finding Forrester, this kind of obscure film with Sean Connery, came to mind. Like, there's a handful of movies, but like the last one that was truly touching, like profoundly touching on a level that I think this film is going to give us was the Robin Williams movie.
Are you about to say Dead Poets Society?
Dead Poets Society.
Yes.
That's the easiest access. That's the easiest one to access. Like where you have this guy who's super passionate about kids and is trying to, you know, enrich their lives. And then Indian-wise, the next one I think of is the Amir Khan film Tara Zameen Par, whatever, Among the Stars or something or another. Yeah, that one. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I enjoy these kinds of films. It gives me the childhood vicariously that I didn't have, you know, because my teachers sucked when I was a kid. And they were not like trying to reach into my heart and help and like lift my spirits up.
Right.
They weren't trying to touch my soul. Most of them anyway. Aww. Most of them were like, oh, Jaby, what's the matter with you? I guess we'll just keep him moving on to the next grade.
Aww.
He passed just enough. So anyways, you guys, do let us know your thoughts on the trailer in the comments below, how you feel about this, if you're excited. I like the song, by the way, in the trailer. I thought it was cool. I was getting a little anxious because it was going on for a long time. I'm like, please don't become a copyright claim. But anyway, it's a cool song anyway. Yeah, check out ACHARA KIRK, check out Jaby KOAY if you feel like doing that on the social media. Check out our other reactions, reviews, short films, vlogs, interviews. I'm Jaby KOAY. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.